Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at how to make some sort of epic montage music. So if you think of likes of Rocky and Karate Kid and all sorts of stuff like that, normally them types of films, they have like a bit where the good guy gets beat by the bad guy and then he goes into some sort of hyper training mode and then he comes back and beats him. Normally when that happens there's normally montage music playing over the top, shows him training and getting better and whatnot. So today I've decided to make a track like that. So it's a short track and there's a couple of things. Again, obviously music, you can do what you want with it, but there's a couple of rules that I would try to follow when making this type of music. So I'll go through them as we're going along. So the first thing we're going to do is going to break down the structure of it, and then we'll just go into the individual parts. So first of all, we start off nice and we have like an intro, just something nothing too heavy, just something really light, and then we go into just the bass playing with some drums, and it's playing on one note, which sort of starts to get the feel of it, and then we start playing some chords, but we're keeping the bass the same, so it's on the same one note along. And this is just sort of the build up of the track, and then we go into the drop, where we change the bass notes and we bring in the melody, and then this goes along we have this going along here for 32 bars. So that's important there too. When we drop in, we change the bass notes and whatnot, and then towards the end here we have this trick where you go up 2 semitones, so everything goes up 2 semitones. So you put the bass up 2 semitones, everything, the lead, the riff, everything up 2 semitones. And this just adds a bit of hype towards the end, and then when we're fading out of it, so sort of towards the end of the sort of montage, all we have played is a piano and a string, or a low pad, just to sort of fade out of the track. So we'll quickly go through and show you what we've done then. So we've got we'll go through the drums first of all. So this is the kick. It's just 2 kick samples layered. For this, we've just boosted the low ends and we've added a compressor on here as well. This is great for drums, this compressor here. What I would tend to do is leave the settings the same. I bring the threshold down, but I bring the release to 0.5 as well, and then I'll just play with the threshold to get it to sound how I like it. Next thing is the snare. We have layered 3 snares here, so I'll play the 3 snares. It's the first snare, second snare, and third snare, and they're all routed to just one vintage verb here. And we've used the preset medium gear, and then we just turn the mix down. There's nothing really special going on there. Now, what I've actually done this time is I've left the low end in, and the reason I've left the low end in is because we have it. It doesn't. There's no kick underneath it, so it's not actually clashing with the kick. So if we look at it, when the kick plays, so and then the snare plays by itself. So if we were to take the low end out, there'd be no rhythm to the drums, so that's why we've left the low end in on this particular occasion. What we've also done as well is, I'm not going to be renaming that, we've just added a little fill in here halfway through. It's one that I use quite regularly. So the hats, what we've done with the hats here, we've 2 different hats for this one, with this one and then this one. Very, very, very similar. And we just have them alternating, playing. Oh, I've got it muted. Yeah, it's still muted. Now we've got, it's an EQ checking off the low end of it. And then here we have some what I've called hits, and it's just sort of percussion hits to make the drums a bit more interesting. And it's got 3 parts. So it's got this, that, and then shake it, and this is what it's playing. Again, it's still muted. Let's unmute everything. Stop this from happening. What we've got here, we've got some ping pong delay, and we've got some reverb on there as well, and that just fills the drums out nicely. So when we play them along with the drums, very nice and basic there. So that's the basic drums. That's all we really have for the drums. And then we've got the little fill towards the end, leading into the sort of next part of it. So next we move on to the bass. So the bass is Spire. It's just a preset that I've made as I'm going along, with some reverb on there. Now the reason I've added reverb onto the bass, it's quite a lot of reverb as you can hear, is for the simple fact is that in the beginning the bass is sort of playing by itself, and it's the main driving force to the track. And if we keep it dry, it sort of sits out a lot more in the mix. So the reason I've added reverb is to make it blend in a bit more with the drums and stuff, make it sit that little bit further back just behind the drums. And also, if you're listening to the reverb, the reverb of the bass, it's moving slightly as well, so it gives you something else to listen to. So if you just try focus on that, try ignore the drums and listen to just the reverb of the bass. It has a nice sort of moving effect, and because it's very sparse of what we've actually got here, it's key to have stuff like that in there to sort of keep it moving along. As you can probably hear, I'm actually riddled with a cold as well. I've had a cold that I can't shift now. I've had it for about 2 weeks, and that's the reason why I've not been uploading any videos. It's because it sounded a lot worse. It's also affected my hearing as well, so it's been difficult to sort of produce anything, but hopefully it's on its way out, and hopefully I get to uploading some more videos for you lot. So that's the bass, and then it's just one note playing along, and then what happens here is it drops down, and then what we've got here is just a little accent at the end of the bass. So just listen to this, and then again at the end there, obviously it goes up 2 semitones. Now what we've done with the bass is we've got an OTT on there, sound condenser. We've highlighted sort of this section of the bass and ducked it a bit out there because it's interfering that's quite heavy there. That's because of all the plug-in stuff on. Then we have obviously a kickstart there for the side chaining. Next we will move on to this. We'll also highlight these as well. So what we've got here is tonal effects and little fills and little noises to keep it moving along. So the first one I'll show you is this sonar hit. And it just adds a little bit of ambience to the track. And then down here we have these 2 hits. So this is, I've reversed this. So I'll just show you this one. So it's a bit longer here, and I've shortened it out here. Now, how I've shortened it is I've just turned this in knob up and down. I've just layering with this sound here. And you get this. So again, we have just changed the in of it, so it's otherwise it comes in too quickly. Now both of those go to track 15, but again we have reverb and delay on there as well. And then a crash. So if we play all the sort of perks together. Now the only other FX we've got in the track towards the end, we have this sub hit. And we have this my trusty reverse delay crash that everyone loves so much. There we go. Okay, so that's that part. Then we have the chords. So the chords are here. So for this, we've got like a bit like a brassy sound. Now you can practically turn any sound into a sort of brassy sound. So all you really do is just add a bit of attack to the cutoff filter. And it gives you sort of a brassy sound. So we have these chords playing, and these chords play right throughout the track, the same chords. Obviously they go up 2 semitones towards the end, and this is really all they are. It's really, really basic. So obviously the root note of the bass is A. So it's playing along with this. So they work really, really well together. That's the basic notes playing there. And then when we drop into the main part, we have the lead as well. So this lead is taken from one of my sound banks that I made ages ago. So we've kept the reverb quite high on this, and the delay as well. Again, it just goes up at the end. Yes, I also mentioned that I've also pitched up this as well, 2 semitones to match. This is actually pitched into the right key. This sub hit is important, otherwise it sounds terrible. So that's the lead. So we have the lead playing, and then here we just added 2 extra elements in. So these two are basically the same. This part and this part the same. I've added 2 extra elements in. We've added some guitars in, really, really low in the. They've kept them really dry because we don't want them to sort of fit into the mix. We want them just really, really low. And they just sitting there really quiet. And again, these guitars come from Vengeance Sounds Bank. And then we have a high string playing as well. And this is just playing one note. So this is playing the C notes. This we're playing here. So a lot of this is about repeating notes and repeating melodies, and then obviously changing a few things like the bass and stuff. So a lot of these notes we're playing are the same, sort of like pedal melodies. So what we've done with this is called, this is from the M1, sorry. And you've got a program, and then browser, and then string, and then there it is there. And we put this to track 14, and what we've done on this is we've added, because it's very, very mono sounding. So we've added this stereo shaper, and then we've just gone to presets and then stereo 3. So this plays through this part, and then it plays through the sort of octave higher part, but we've also got as well at the end, we've let it play right through to the end as well. And so then we go up with this section, and then just to finish off, we bring in this drone. It's just Above Clouds preset from one of FL Studio's own synths, and this goes to track 13, where obviously we've just cut out the low end of it. Sorry, the high end of it, because we don't want it. We don't really want the low end. And then this piano, which is Neo Piano Mini, which is a free plugin you can get. And then we've got a compressor on here, some EQ, reverb and delay. So if we take all those off, very dry sounding. Yep, so that's about it really. Then we've also got is a tempo change. So what this does is the last two bars of the piano, it actually slows down in tempo. And that's it. Yep, so that's it really. It's very, very short. It's only about 2 or 3 minutes long. So I'll get a run over quickly what the sort of the main sort of parts of the track are. So you've got your intro, and then when you so you just I've like I said, I've got a little string. I've not even gone over this part, have I? Hang on. So this is just a tyrrell. And again, we've got stereoized on there. Make it sound wider because it is very, very thin as well. So we've got the intro nice and short. We've kept it very basic. And then we're going to the first part of the track, which is sort of laying the sort of ground of it. It's very sort of stiff and rigid. There's no melodies or anything in. So this would be the sort of build-up of the sort of montage clip itself, where you would see him maybe getting ready, getting prepared to start. And then it goes into the drop where we have the lead comes in. This is where they're really going at it. And then towards the end we have this sort of higher section, and then we sort of go out with a bit of an acoustic piano there, just to end off. So that's about it, guys, on this project. What I'm going to do, because obviously I've not been well lately, I've not been doing much over on Patreon or anything like that, or anything on even on Discord and stuff. So what I'm going to do, this FLP, I'm going to put up exclusively for anyone that's over on Patreon. You can go over and you can download this now. I'll leave it up for anybody that's on there, that supports me over on there, so you can grab that from there. And I've got loads of new stuff lined up that I'm going to be able to work on now. I'm feeling a little bit better. So anyone that supports the channel or sticks by and likes the videos, thanks very much. And again, keep your comments coming. Although I might not respond to all of them, I definitely read every single comment. And a lot of videos that I'm making now are based on one person's comment. So I'll see a comment in the section and I think, that sounds like a good idea for a video. So although, like I said, I don't reply to every single comment, I can guarantee I'll read every comment no matter what it is. But again, guys, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching.